A Stitch of Vow Ch1. Chapter 1. An Old Dream. The incense curled languidly in the side hall of the Jiangnan Bureau of Weaving. Scrolls shifted with barely a sound, yet every word spoken struck like a blade. The presiding inspector sat straight-backed on the dais, expression cold as frost. His gaze was not one of recognition, but of a predator appraising its prey. The Xia family seems to be doing quite well in business, he remarked, voice level but each syllable a needle. And daring, too. Xia Lingbai looked up, involuntarily, meeting his eyes with a flicker of unease. She dared not speak. Do you know the penalty for tax evasion? A sudden crack startled her. The brush in his hand had been flung upon the desk, sharp and deliberate. She stood below, hands hidden in her sleeves, fingers bone white with tension. Though her head remained bowed, she could feel his gaze as though it sliced across her skin. The man wore a dark robe embroidered with stormy clouds, his posture composed, yet his eyes glinted with ice. She had thought this summons was merely about a small error in her pattern report. It had taken 3 formal petitions to secure this audience. But the moment she stepped into the hall and saw him, she froze. Those eyes, she remembered them. Cold, fathomless, able to see straight through one's soul. In that instant, she knew, it was him. Only yesterday had she learned his full name, Liu Zhizhao. Court Secretary of the Ministry of Revenue, the Emperor's close confidant, a man who now held command over the capital's taxes and military provisions, a name spoken in whispers across the empire. Back then, he had told her to call him Ziyuan. She now knew it was his courtesy name, but he should not have recognized her. They had never exchanged real names. She had left him cleanly, without a trace. Before she could speak, his voice struck like iron. No need to plead so soon, Mistress Xiao. You came to confess, did you not? Her heart sang. This was not an inquiry, it was a reckoning. He already deemed her guilty. A cold smile touched his lips, sharp and merciless. If you refuse to admit fault, and I find but a thread of evidence, then the charge shall escalate to treasonous fraud, and forfeiture of your entire household. Yes, he remembered. The rainy night, the moonlit vows, the 3 nights of tenderness before she vanished. He was no longer the humble scholar hidden in the mountains. He was the inspector of weaving, capable of deciding the fate of every textile guild south of the river. And she, a mere merchant, dragged before judgment. The brazier burned brightly in the hall, yet no warmth reached her limbs. He laughed, quietly, but there was scorn in the sound. Back then, you wouldn't even give your name. And now, here you are, offering not just your name, but your craft, your entire workshop. Truly, Mistress Xiao, I see you in a new light. It is but a modest shop, she managed. I ask only for fairness. Modest? You understate yourself. The famed double-sided embroidery of Jin Huafang is without